Hello and welcome back to the What is K-pop podcast, where in which I talk all things K-pop. Hi, my name is Sophie. I have been a K-pop fan for about 4.5 years. So if you don't currently know, or at least don't care, which I'm like, yeah, fair enough. I live in England and we are going through a heat wave. And you might be thinking to yourself, like if you check the like temperature, you might be like, but Sophie, the temperature's not even that hot. Like, Spain's 46 degrees. I'm like, yeah, Spain might be 46 degrees. I'm currently sat in 26, 27 maybe degrees in England. In England, heat is something else. I can tell you that for free. I've actually, obviously I don't really get too much of like the popular reels and stuff or TikToks or whatever you want to call them on whatever different platform you watch that are like England specific, because I like to watch like K-pop TikToks, or my sister sends me a lot of them, so I just kind of get her feed as onto mine. But sometimes I do have the odd breakthrough TikTok and I end up finding out about what other people's opinions are of our temperature. And also it's quite funny because at the moment I have a VPN on, so I it's actually really funny because like I try to access my own weather, but it thinks I'm in Perth because that's where the VPN is. And so it's so confused. It's like it's giving me Perth news, which I'm like, fair enough, I do want to learn. No, I just want to know what's going on in like England. So yeah. And we're also talking in the dining room today, which is fun. I think I did maize in here. I don't remember. Also, my period was about a week late, and now I have period pains, and they came on today, and I'm like, great, love that for me. Like, you really sometimes wish for something to happen, and then you're like, actually, I take it back. So that was fun. And also I'm doing this like a couple of hours early, I guess. Like currently in Seoul, it's 10 past 10 at night. So technically more news could happen, and that has happened in the past. I think in March, like going into March. So I'd just done February in review, and I had to like just talk about it in March, and I felt kind of bad about it because obviously it would have been more relevant with February's news or whenever it was. But there is only so much I can do, and if news comes out like after I've recorded, then like I guess I could go back and like edit it and stuff and like add it in. But I mean, there is that expectation that an episode is going to come out around about 4:30 on the last day of the month, like here for me in England. So I do apologise for if there are pieces of news that I just don't talk about. And also, if you can hear like a slight buzzing sound, I might occasionally just like have my fan on me, because even though it is a lot cooler in here, it is still warm. And also, I think that's like actually bringing in the heat. Yeah, that might be a bit better actually. I don't know. I can't even tell anymore. Also, like the hallway is like low key bringing in the heat, so I don't understand why on earth like that's happening right now. Like I don't understand the science of like heat absorption. But June in review. So honestly, just speaking from doing these for like the past 6 months, obviously, I feel like June was actually kind of a bit more boring. May I just getting up Maze? But I mean, it was. Sorry. I mean, it was still 3 pages. Like, this month's is the same amount. So, the same amount of stuff happened. But I don't really know, like, kind of in situ? Is it. What happened? Well, I feel like because of all of the. No, I should have that open again. We had a lot of kids going on, I say kids, but members of boy groups going on hiatus for Boys Planet. So, like, that was significant. and quite a few people announced, like high profile groups announced comebacks perhaps, but also because I kind of low-key forgot that I was doing this, and obviously with being on holiday and stuff, like it kind of made it a bit harder for me to like always keep track of everything that I've written down. So maybe that was why. I don't know, I felt that this month was a little bit more casual with the news. But just doesn't mean to say that stuff didn't still happen. Okay, so the categories are as follows. We have passings, weddings, company changes, ambassadorships, donations, tour, performance announcements, comeback announcements, health announcements, so like health hiatuses specifically, groups additions, removals, and hiatuses, like hiatuses just in general, groups debuts, disbandments, and fandom name announcements, legal action announcements, and then just generally having a category for tail, new jeans, Kim Soo Hyun, as well as just other general things that don't really have a category for them. Starting off, unfortunately, Park Ki-woon's father passed away on the 7th of June. Park Ki-woon. This is the problem, is that obviously I write them down when they happen and I forget that like I'm not gonna remember exactly who these people are. So let's just give it a little search. Park Ki-woon. Who are you? Is it Ki-woon? Park Ki-woon? He signed with Sidus HQ, is it? My only concern is if I know that a lot of these people do tend to have the same name. Time Called You Che. He was in Time Called You in episode 4. What happened? Oh god. This is like really concerning. I can't remember what he did in that show actually, because I watched Time Called You, but is it even him? He's 40, so I guess his parents would be older. Right, yeah, it was. It was. He was the chief mourner, which is sad. This says it was on the 9th. Did I put the 7th? I did put the 7th. Oopsie daisies. Sorry about that. He passed in a sudden accident. That's unfortunate. I mean, like, he, passed away in such, like, a sudden and abrupt way. Well, passing away, like people passing away that's important to you is sad in and of it. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, weddings. We only had one passing, thankfully, in the world, or at least from what I recall of what I put down. So if there was anyone else, I do apologise. God. Someone wrote on someone commented, unexpected accident. Aren't all accidents unexpected? If it was expected, isn't it premeditated murder? Like, yeah, right, I guess. I guess so. I guess if the shoe fits, then all accidents are unexpected. But what if you're elderly and you have a fall and it's an accident? Like, it's an accident waiting to happen, but it's an expected accident that you're gonna have a like most elderly people. I'm just saying elderly people, just people in general also can have accidents. Like, you're almost expected to have an accident at some point during your life, but it isn't premeditated after. Why am I explaining this deeply? It's like also when you're a child, when you're like a baby, you're gonna like poop yourself. Those are like premeditated accidents. Those are things that are expected to happen when you're a baby. I don't know. Weddings. G1 is to get married get married 13 years after previously getting divorced. And AOA's Doha got married on the 28th of June to actor Song Yui Hwan. I think it was mentioned before about her getting married actually around about this time. I don't know. I don't check the previous month's like reviews, but I have obviously kept the documents because I wanted to do I want to do a massive big like thing of saying what happened during this year. That's kind of like what I wanted to do, and I was actually going to do it. I was going to do it like at the start of this year actually, But I was like, actually, I would rather not give myself reason to want to like jump out the window. Company changes now. So Oh My Girls has signed with Sarum Entertainment as well as Erin, who's from the same group I mean. I'm signed with 80 Shoes Company, I believe, isn't it? Yeah. No? Is it Promise? I don't know. A Pink's Park Chalong, Rong, Yoon Bomi, Kim Namju, and Ha Young have signed with Us Entertainment. Jubin, who is an actress in Queen of Tears, has joined Key East. Ryu Hye-young has joined Vast Entertainment. The Graces member Lena has signed with Goodman and Story Entertainment. And Ryu Junyul has signed with UAA, the same company that represents Song Hye-kyo and John Ki-young. Lim Young-min, who was a member of AB6, has left Brand New A, and Jessie has made a new company and is going to be making a comeback soon. Ambassadorships now. Kua is now the face of Bui Bank. Sungmin is the newest Burberry ambassador, and Lino is the newest global Gucci ambassador. I believe that Minho, which is Lino's real name, he is the last member to have like a high profile ambassadorship, and he got fucking Gucci. Holy shit. God, if I had money, which I don't, I would so buy something from Gucci if I was like a proper full on stay. Which I would never, I wouldn't consider myself to be like a proper stan of any group. But if I was rich and I had a lot of, if I was rich and I had a lot of money, that's the same thing. If I was rich and I like cared enough, that sounds really bad. That sounds even worse. I would definitely buy a piece from Gucci that I knew he wore. But I don't. So, oops. Hyeri has donated 50 million Korean won to a children's hospital, and Sungkwan from 17 has donated 20 million Korean won to Jeju's Cultural Heritage Administration, and Junsu from TVXQ, JYJ, and JX has donated 100 million Korean won to Hope Bridge Honors Club, and Yoongi from BTS obviously has donated 5 billion Korean won to establish an autism treatment center in his name. Just to clarify with the treatment thing, I know that some people say that like autism can't be treated. It's not treatment in the sense of like ABA therapy, which works to try and stop autistic people from reacting naturally in their own way and kind of force them to conform to neurotypical people. But like better therapies are more just like actual therapies, occupational therapies, physical therapies, speech therapy. I went to speech therapy myself, kind of helping them to learn skills to be able to function better in life in the future. So it isn't the classic therapy that like some people might assume it be. It's treatments to help them be able to live independently, because that's ultimately what a lot of carers of autistic children want, is that they want their kids to be able to do life in the future and have a successful life. I know that's what my parents want for me. So it isn't anything unethical. Do not worry, do not fear. I would not be displeased about it if I thought for 1 second that it was anything to do with ABA. That is the tea. Just 1 second, whilst I go and get my pills and my snack. I love how I stopped that with a fully straight face of just like my pills and my snack, not just a chocolate bar. Or it's actually a Kinder bar if you're curious. Medicate yourself, kids. Only if you need to. I should clarify. Take medications if you need to take medications and don't take anyone else's. Oh, half-melted Kinder bars are just not it. God, how delightful. Yeah, I just had a quick Kinder break, but don't recommend eating them in 28 degrees. It's so hot. It's okay, because we are all healthy. Kind of. No, we are. So lastly we have Han So-hee, who is an actress. She donated 43 or 45. She donated quite a few laptops to... I didn't actually read the article, So let's do that now. To students, 43 laptops to students. Oddly specific number, but okay. Oh, okay, she did it over a year ago. 2 years ago, nearly. That's actually so cute. Okay, so they were all worth about $36,000, which is like well over $1,000 per laptop, obviously. Oh wait, no, just under. It's like that's a lot of money. But by noticing a student was struggling, that's actually really cute. Some idiot keeps on commenting about a spoiler from Squid Game, and I have absolutely no idea even if it is actually true. Oh, it's starting to annoy me. God, I'm gonna have to search that now, aren't I? Good job that I don't mind about doing the chaotic episodes, because quite honestly, what isn't chaotic about my life at this point? I have also got the fan on me now, so I do apologise. Put that a bit too close to my skin just then, it hurt me. God. By the way, I've only actually watched a little bit of Squid Game. And I mean, I literally watched about 5 minutes of it. I don't know, I just didn't really like it, and I tried. Wow, dang. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. That is. Yeah, I should probably watch it, but I mean, the thing is that it's like, I feel like it requires a little bit too much big brain energy. And if there's anything that you can take away from, like, my podcast, it's that, like, I am stupid and that I don't like it when things are, like, deep and I have to, like, start properly thinking about stuff. I also thought that Lee Byung-hun was the person who, like, died. I don't know. Like, what? Who was the person then? Oh no. How long have we done? Oh, 25 minutes already. We're not even. Jesus Christmas. Anyway, we are going to get back to K-pop in a second. But now I'm, like, curious. Fucking Kate Blanchett's in it? Shit me. God, they managed to do that. Dang, son. Yeah, don't worry though, I won't be spoiling anything about Squid Game. I was just like kind of curious about all of that stuff, but yeah, I really probably should watch it, but you know, I just don't like watching well, not like horror TV shows, because I mean, I watched Chucky, but I don't know, there's just I don't know, I don't like it. Anyway, back to K-pop, what we're all here for. Tour/performance announcements. WayV is to start going on tour starting in Seoul. Hwasa adds Thailand and Europe for her tour. Eunice has started their first fan tour in Seoul. BB start their Seoul tour on the their tour on the 5th of July in Seoul. Le Seraphim's tour is going to start on the 3rd of September in Newark, in America. G-Dragon is going to guest star in Psy's tour. The boys are to be going on tour with 9 members after Hakneon's departure and Sangwoo's obviously he enlisting in the military. And Dino is to perform at the Esports World Cup opening ceremony. It is so warm, I'm like sweating. It's horrible. Yay. Comeback announcements. Woo, my favourite part, personally, myself. I don't know about anyone else, but I love finding out about comebacks. So Wonho is to release his first full-length album. They released it today. Oh yeah, that probably explains why I saw that post. They released their comeback today on the 30th of June. Promise 9 released their comeback on the 20th. Buzzing. Hearts to Hearts released their single on the 18th of June called Style. IU is to release a remake of Square's Dream. TOP from Big Bang is to make a solo comeback soon. BTS are going to be making their comeback in March 2026. Young Posse is going to make a comeback in early August. So is Kepler. TXT will be making their comeback on the 22nd of July with their fourth full-length album or third full-length album? An album. Baby Vox, which is a first generation group if you are not already aware, making a comeback this year. Wavy to release their 6th mini album on the 18th of July. Health announcements. Former Sia's Kim Youngji has had surgery for vocal cysts. Actor Tae-woong is in hospital due to a severe leg injury. Gravity's Songmin is to take a break due to rib fractures, which seems to be happening a lot recently. Kiss of Life's Natty to limit performances after an ankle injury. Jin Tae-hyun has had surgery for his thyroid cancer. Okay. So, group additions, removals, and hiatuses. We do have a few today. DM Sungho leaves group due to health reasons. It's actually really funny though. Not funny about him being ill, but funny about how I actually knew about this group pre-debut, and I was excited about them, and subsequently heard nothing about them. Yeah, because that's what happens when you don't end up following the social media of these groups. But the thing is that if you don't post on social media, you're also ain't going to find out. And sometimes these companies just don't tell us on social media either. So I'm like, what do you want from us? IDID's Park Jun-hwan has withdrawn pre-debut due to his personal controversies. And Nine Eyes Seo-won has left the group due to personal reasons. The Boys' Hakmyeon went on hiatus for 2 days before departing due to meeting with a Japanese former porn star or adult video actress person, apparently dated her, wanted to have relations with her, or drank or something. I don't know. It wasn't something I was bothered to keep up with. And I actually commented something on it, on like a post about it, and someone was like, don't tell me that you're an international fan without telling me you're an international fan. And I was like, I don't care. Plain and simple. Yeah, that shut him up quite quickly. Pure's Chodan to take a break due to a knee injury, and Ilas Sangyop has left the group, which is unfortunate. It's kind of weird though that his contract ended and we haven't heard anything about the other members' contracts ending and like them being re-signed, but I don't know, just sometimes these groups have all the members have different length contracts. I don't know how it works. Okay, so debuts, disbandments, fandom names. Bad Villain announces their fandom name as Villain On, and Black Label's group All Day Project debuted on the 23rd of June, as well as P Nation's new girl group Baby Don't Cry. Chaeyoung from Twice is to make a solo debut after the group's comeback, and Big Hit is hopefully to debut their new boy group in August. C9 Rookies launches social media for their new boy group, and they will debut after a TV show airing next year. So be looking out for that. And Haechan from NCT 127 and Dream will be making his solo debut soon. Kidoki. I really don't like talking about the legal stuff in K-pop because it makes me feel depressed. Former Alice member Kim So-hee responds to rumors about her personal life. You are, I believe, Girls' Generation or EP. Well, it could be Yuna. I don't know. To take legal action against online abusers. A woman accused of extorting 300 million won from Son Hyun-ming has tried blackmailing another person as well. J.K. Kim Dong-wook is getting sued for defamation. Fan who broke into and stole from the New Jeans dorm has been sentenced to 10 months in prison. And I love this one. JO1's Shion, which is like a Japanese group from the Produce 101 Japan series, began gambling and is under investigation because I believe this is like the most funny thing because he just randomly started doing it and didn't actually realize it was illegal, and now just is like casually under investigation. So obviously it's like it's not right, but I'm like, I don't know the gambling laws in Japan, but like I can't imagine that they would be too different to Korea's, which is like you can't gamble. Like Korean nationals, you can't gamble in Korea and you can't gamble outside of Korea if you're from Korea yourself. Well, I don't know. 17 have announced illegal action against malicious commenters. Police report has been filed against Haknyeong for prostitution claims, and he is taking legal action against 100 for wrongful termination. And on the same vein with Big Planet Made, they have won a lawsuit against Sunny's agency Famous over unpaid royalties to rapper B.O. And I think Jung Hyun, Hyun's husband, he was kicked out of his own founded company, who was a subsidiary under Big Planet Made or 100 or whatever it was, due to being unpaid or something. And I was like, wow, what is going on under that company? I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually kind of impressed, though, that all of this is starting to come out, and like the boys are now just like, I feel bad for them that they're suffering under the company. Like they've somehow signed with an even worse company, but I'm just like, how about you leave? That's a good idea. And lastly, Australian rapper All Day to sue All Day Project for similar name. The prosecution is requesting for Tail to get 7 years, which I hope he does. He actually are the person before going on a live stream. Like literally the day after, and they had to work part-time jobs at a friend's restaurant to make ends meet. Boo hoo. You raped a person, that's what you get. Seoul courts deny Eugene's injunction appeal, and Hive continues to maintain that Min Hee-jin tried to steal New Jeans. Obviously, I know there has been some more updates, and quite frankly, I don't care. This is going to be, I think, one of the last times I really have a New Jeans section. I think I'm going to try and put it all into legal action. Even with like the Soohyun stuff and the Tail stuff and now the Haknyeong stuff, we don't need separate sections. I don't think anything really dramatic happens or drastic happens month after month to keep on having separate sections. So okay, Kim Soo-hyun, Cuckoo, takes legal action against Soo-hyun for $2.2 million, and the agency has frozen its real estate assets owned by a YouTuber amid their lawsuit. And the courts approved seizure of Kim Soo-hyun's real estate property, which is not good. But it also is a little bit of comeuppance. I don't like to see it. The doors keep on slamming and I don't like it. Okay, last section before I can continue to melt. Days has changed their name to Nows. Astro's Jinjin has been given exemption from the military due to an autoimmune disorder. Lee Jae-myung is now the new president of South Korea. Gravity has changed its leaders from Serim to Wonjin and Hyungjin. Icon's DK announces his military service to start on the 28th of July. BTS celebrated their 12th debut anniversary on the 13th of June. ITZY are now in discussions for contract renewals. G-Dragon got 20 billion for signing with Galaxy Corporations and 10 billion in stock options for the company. SM apologised for the Hearts to Hearts airport controversy with the bodyguard of the girls literally shoving a poor woman out the way. Oh, Hyuna and Junghyun have matching piercings. Chanyeol and this is separate from each other, by the way, but Chanyeol and Ghost9's Prince have launched YouTube channels. Modern Korea has refuted signing with Garam. ATEEZ are also in discussions for contract renewals. House on Wheels is returning for after 3 years. MC Mong, which is bloke behind Big Planet Made, has stepped down from his executive producer role. Kang Daniel will be announcing his military enlistment date soon. Brown Eyed Girls Jia has left Jeju and has moved back to Seoul. Jennie is the only K-pop idol's album to be in the Billboard's Best Album Mid-Year list. Dino from 17 has bought an apartment for $6.5 million. Liz has thrown the first pitch for the LG Twins at Jamshid Stadium. Yoon Sung-joon is still banned from entering the country after a military service scandal. If you don't know Yoon Sung-joon or Stephen Yoon, it's a pretty infamous case in which he tried to evade military service by just fleeing the country and going to America and trying to say that actually he was a naturalized American citizen, and kind of assume that he'd still be allowed back into Korea for that, when he was supposed to go and serve in the military. So that was not good. KBS is wanting the TV licensing price to go up. Cat's Eyes Megan comes out as bisexual, and HYBE plans to open an Indian subsidiary, and Jimin and Jungkook are going to be making a second series of their variety show. So yeah, that has been K-pop for this month. I do hope that nothing else happens in the next hour, but I do know K-pop, and I know that sometimes things can just happen on a whim. For example, Hakneon departing from The Boys, that was pretty dramatic, especially if you don't keep up constantly with things like that, or just generally don't. So yeah, I do. But yeah, I do hope that you enjoy my episodes. I really do. But I will be talking to you guys again Friday. Will be the next time I record for. I've already recorded for tomorrow's episode. It's about SES, if you're curious. But yeah, thank you as always for listening, and I'll talk to you guys again very, very soon. Bye!